Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to Goodwood on the south coast of England, where normally we fly Spitfires, but today we're going to be doing something different. This is my first chance to fly during the Christmas break, and I'm really excited to be flying the new Gottfriend's Mozzie MkIII, which is in aid of a fantastic cause. It's been developed to raise money for Scott Yeager, who is Jonks' father, after some recent brain surgery, and all the proceeds going directly to the GoFundMe page. You can either pay by going direct to the GoFundMe page or actually through the Gottfriend's website, and it's a cracking cause to help them pay for things and help them through the season. And Scott is a disabled veteran and deserves every help we can possibly give him. And it goes without saying, all the best to Scott and the family, wishing him a speedy recovery. So here we are. This is the Mozzie MkIII. What an interesting little helicopter it is. I've not flown it yet, so you're going to get to enjoy that as well as me at the same time. What could go wrong? It's a really interesting design, as you can see. Plenty of visibility, should be great for having a look around, and I just think it's going to be bags of fun. Simplicity, aviation at its best. And here we have one of the characters from the Gottfriend's Avatar Valor series as well, because it seems fitting. We're off to adventure in the skies. Right, well, here we are, and you can see straight away we are very exposed. This is this is going to be really interesting. You certainly, God, if you were scared of heights in the real world, then this would be a bit of a challenge for you. But I just think it's great. Talk about being out in the world. This is fantastic. Right. Okay. So as you can see, instruments, controls, very rudimentary. We've got a collective lever on the left. We have our cyclic control stick on the right. We've got a few switches. We've got a malfunction and a warning light. They're really good things to have, just to give you that. Just as you're dangling your body out in this cage flying through the air, just to give you that extra sense of vulnerability. Blimey, trust me, I haven't been drinking. Right, look at that. Goodwood. Looks fantastic. Stop looking at the scenery, boy. Let's get this thing started up. So, running through it logically, let's have battery on. Thinking these are probably lights. Didn't do anything else, so that's good. We've got malfunction light on at the moment. Not quite sure what that could be, but it could just be that that'll go off once the engine starts. After all, it would be a bit of a malfunction if we were flying and the engine wasn't running. Right, what else do we want? We'll have fuel on. There's no fuel pressure gauge, that's fine. Who needs a fuel pressure gauge? Alternator on. What else? Let's put the landing light on at this stage. And, oh, malfunction. Oh, was that the fuel? Yeah, so put the fuel pump on and the malfunction light goes off. That's pretty good, pretty logical. Right, let's have mags on. There we go. So we've got 1 and 2. Just having another quick look. Just checking my controls. Everything's good, and let's start her up. Right, enough of this incessant waffling, boy. Let's get flying. Okay, so quickly getting my map, so let's get rid of that horrible menu bar. There we go. I much prefer to use flow. I know a lot of people have seen that, but flow is fantastic instead of, that's parallel 42, instead of using that horrible thing up there. Right, let's go. So, gently on the collective, and let's feel this thing out. Try not to bang into any buildings or aeroplanes. Just going to see what rudder I need to put in. So just gently on the collective. Okay, so it's going to need a bit of left pedal. Let's not go backward. Well, it's definitely seat of your pants. Wow! Okay. Let's, before we embarrass ourselves too much in front of the Goodwood community, we will just depart. So it's very light on the controls. No assists, of course. Let's turn on to our first outward heading. So we're going to fly over Chichester. I should say this is the Burning Blue designed Goodwood, by the way. It is an absolute work of art, anyone who knows it. You certainly feel how incredibly light this is. Just having to use a little bit of right cyclic and some left pedal. Winds today, what have we got at the moment? So we've got a 5-knot crosswind coming from the left. Correction, we've got a 5-knot crosswind coming from the right. But you can really feel how light this is. So first of all, we're going to have a look at Fishbourne Roman Palace. I have no idea what this looks like in the sim, by the way. It could be that the good old Autogen has absolutely mullered it, but we'll see. There's the cathedral over there. So we're just flying over Chichester. Love the sound of that engine. Okay, so we're not too far now. Just going to fly slightly to the left of it, just so I can get a look out. Honestly, the visibility from this is incredible. Straight away, I'm wishing I was in VR. I must fly this in VR later. It's going to be an incredible experience. I'm just imagining flying around the mountains in the Highlands in this. Okay, so I think we're over here somewhere. That is it down there, I believe. No, that's definitely not it. Flying helicopters in the sim is great. I didn't really do it a great deal in P3D or FSX. But in MSFS it's great fun. The world is just fantastic to fly around, and there's some really good helicopter add-ons out. So I think this is it here. So we've got some autogen going on, but there is, you can just about make out some of the grounds there. A Roman palace from when the Romans was living here. Fantastic. Right, well, that was worth bringing you over to have a look at. So let's now have a bit of a play and try and get a feel for it. So just watching what I was doing on the pedals there, a little bit wobbly. God, can you imagine how cool this is going to be in VR? One of the things that's just hard to get across with helicopters is just how light the touch is, especially with something light like this. The tiniest inputs, which is what you saw from the takeoff before, very quickly it can get a little bit ham-fisted and out of control. Love that sound. By the way, if you are flying helicopters at the moment, pop down in the comments what you're flying, what you like about it. Always interested to hear what people are into. I'm spending a lot of time, of course, in the high performance group, H145 and H160. Also loving Taughanger Llama. That's great fun as well. And I think this just absolutely captured my heart. It's almost the perfect way of checking out new scenery, because you are just so exposed to the world. But first of all, you've got to learn to fly it. And I can tell you, based on that takeoff, that even if you're used to helicopters, it's a slightly different touch. This is when all the people put in the comments, oh, actually, I think you'll find I've flown it. It's actually very easy. It's wonderful batting around in this scenery. So we're coming up to Chichester Harbour. I'm not going to scare anybody by trying to land on the harbour, but we'll have a look at it. Probably some very expensive yachts tied up here, and we wouldn't want to do any damage to them. Well, not a lot there to look at really. Most of the boats are out of the water. Let's just have a quick look. It'll give me a chance to do a bit of handling as well. How's our fuel? Fuel is absolutely fine. I think this is the main harbour here, perhaps. Yeah, this looks more like it. Got some slipways. Some of it seems to be a little bit submerged. Oh, that's interesting. Just doing a bit of sideways flying there, just because you can in a heli-whopper. Right, okay, onwards. So I have a feeling I'm going to regret this next bit. We're going to try and land on one of the old forts out to sea. I should really practice somewhere else first, because you just know it's not going to happen. But we'll see how we get on anyway. So let's get some speed on. Just been tootling along for the time being, so I'm just increasing the collective. I'm going to head out over West Wittering. Some of you may know that. I've only been to West Wittering once. Lovely beach. It was absolutely packed full of people, and the car park was a nightmare. But it's a lovely, lovely place, that's for sure. Thorney Island just over there. So yes, if you are getting a bit bored with the straight and level stuff at the moment, then fear not. There is more hijinks coming up. But at the moment we just need to get there. And here is West Wittering. Now, interestingly, let's just come around again. I've been having some issues with the sim connecting and disconnecting. But no, that looks about right. I was just going to say, I wondered if I'd gone into offline mode, but I don't think I have. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, let's head over to a fort. But in the meantime, let's go say hello to Mr. Yacht. Now this is where it gets a bit tricky. Flying over a sea state that isn't particularly rough. You've really got to watch. Make sure you don't bang into it. Famous last words. Hello. Okay, let's stop messing about over the water, sunshine. You have not earned your Mozzie MkIII stripes yet. So we can just see the forts up ahead. I know one of them has got a landing pad on it. By the way, this is a good time to say we have a Discord. We post screenshots, we talk about helicopters, we talk about aeroplanes. We've even got a photography and kit building section on there now. Always seems to be growing, and there is a great bunch of people on there. So do come and join. I'll put a link down below and say hello. What have we got here? I cannot remember what add-on is adding all these ships, but I know I've got the one that escapes me, but the one that everyone seems to have. So it's probably that one. So it looks like a little fishing trawler. You imagine being in that trawler and looking up and seeing this little thing flying over. Right, let's focus, boy. Focus on your flying. This actually would be, you imagine doing this in real life. Flying out over the sea in this tiny, tiny little cage. Hoping that nothing goes wrong. Coming up on the first fort now. See what we've got. Keep an eye on things down there. We've got no malfunction or warning lights, so that's good. We ain't going swimming just yet. So let's start leading off some speed. What's the wind now? So we're actually more or less heading into wind at the moment. So not much required on the old pedals. See, there's no VSI, so it's just doing it by sight, but the beauty of this helicopter is that we've got so much peripheral vision. Yeah, I don't think it's this one, I think it's the other one. This might well have a landing pad on it though, so we'll have a look. But I think it's the other one that's got a bit more detail. Have we got a landing pad? Ooh. Nope. So we'll head on over to the next one. And hopefully this is the one that does have it. I'm beginning to have an awful feeling that maybe my Orbex POIs has overwritten it, but we'll see. Hello in your yacht down there, enjoying your champagne and strawberries and wondering what the hell is going on up here. Do not fear, professional at work. Now this looks a little bit more promising because it's got some buildings on it. From memory I thought it had a bit more detail, maybe as we get closer it will do. So let's see if we can find the pad, just checking the wind. Very sensitive on the anti-torque pedals. There's the pad. I'm trying to teach myself not to say rudder pedals. There we go. Lots more detail. Look at that. Okay. Oh, we got two pads. Jeez. Slow it down, sunshine. And now we're sinking. Let's arrest that. There we go. Well, that's not bad. It's inside the circle. It's not exactly centre on the H, but I'm happy with that. It's certainly a safe landing. This is such good fun. Right. Where should we go next? I think we should go and have a look at the ships. There's some Royal Navy vessels over there somewhere. First of all, we're going to buzz the Isle of Wight, so let's get concentrating a little bit. Raise the collective. Move away from the substructure and let's go over here. That was good fun, that. It's I tell you what I like about it. It's not easy to fly. It's not crazy difficult to fly, but it's not easy to fly. It's not like a gimmick. It has it keeps you on your toes, and I love that. You imagine the ability to fly around in a tiny little helicopter that's very sprightly. It feels really small, it feels really light. It feels how you would expect it to feel, is what I'm trying to say. There's Portsmouth over there. Which is great fun. And for banging around scenery, it is perfect. So we're going to head over some land now. I think we've had enough of flying over water for a while. That's the only problem with flying over water. It, especially for a spectator, it isn't the most interesting. So we'll just bob along here. I might just zoom the map in a bit. we're just coming up on ride. Go and have a look at the beach. I'm going to have to take this to Cyprus. That mixture of mountains, coastline. I think this will be great fun flying around Cyprus. And also the Highlands, of course. If you haven't flown helicopters in the sim yet, this could be an interesting place to start, actually. Apart from the fact that it's supporting a great cause, it teaches you the relationship between collective and cyclic and all that sort of thing. There's no assists, there's no trim, there's no stability controls or anything like that. Very interesting little trainer. There we have ride. Let's just tootle over the top of it. I should point out, of course, this is flying in a simulator. I sometimes, not very often, in fact quite rarely, but I did have one recently where someone pointed out that in real life flying like this would be very illegal. I totally understand that. It is. You wouldn't really be doing this in real life, but we are in a simulator and we are having a bit of fun flying this little helicopter, so that's why we're doing it. And of course, anyone who flies in real life would not be stupid enough to be doing this sort of thing. That goes without saying. I don't think there's any real-world pilot out there that is going to stumble upon my video and think, do you know what? That's what I've been missing in my life. Flying a little helicopter in a totally illegal fashion, low over residential areas. I don't think that's going to happen. Right, so over there, I believe, is the aircraft carrier. So that's where we're going to end up. What on earth is that? Oh, it's solar panels. So we're going to come up on Cowes, which of course is where they have the famous yacht race. Quite sure why this video is turning into having such a nautical theme when we're talking about helicopters, but for some reason it seemed right today to fly from Goodwood. The real world weather today is horrendous. We just had a storm go over and it's really quite pants. Hello. Now, I feel an excuse for a landing coming up. Some manoeuvring type stuff. So let's just get control of the helicopter, please. That's the big thing with these things, is keeping control, not letting it get ahead of you. This is why VR really helps, because it gives you cues a lot earlier and it gives you much better spatial awareness. Come on, let's not get too close. Okay, abort. And that's what happens. Too busy looking around and talking to you and not flying it. And very quickly the helicopter gets ahead of you, so let's do that again. And I'll stop talking. Thank God, you say. That was a little bit hard, to be fair. Probably maybe a couple of vertebrae got compressed there, perhaps. Not overly impressed with that, mate. Just finding that sweet spot where the helicopter will do a nice gentle landing. Hopefully we'll do better over on the ship, because Her Majesty's Royal Navy does not appreciate banging one's helicopter down into one's deck. Thank you. There's the ferry. Oh, and before anyone says, yes, I did just say Her Majesty's. Slip of the tongue. It is, of course, now His Majesty's. You have to be so careful with videos these days, because people are just there waiting to comment, to pick you up on your errors. So you have to correct yourself quickly. There's the ferry terminal. Okay, let's tootle back along here. So I've asked the lads at Goodwood just to phone ahead to the captain of the aircraft carrier, just to tell him that there's a new experimental single man, what should we call it? Reconnaissance, there we go. Reconnaissance aircraft coming on board. Incidentally, I don't know if you've been to Duxford. They've got, in one of the hangars there, they've got some exhibits, some old kind of single crew or maybe two-man crew submarines. And they've also got a, it's almost like a gyrocopter, but it's not. It's a rotorcraft that presumably got dragged behind in the wind, and it took off, and it was used to spot for shipping. And my God, you've got to have balls of steel to go up in that. So maybe this is the modern equivalent, except it's got a motor. And any enemy pilot would be laughing his socks off. And there's no way he'd shoot you down. He'd just think, oh, how cute. So there's the aircraft carrier. Let's see if we can do a better job than we did just before. Right. Oh, they got the submarine out as well. And it looks like we've got a fair amount of traffic on the flight deck now. Now, of course, the first thing is, can we land on the flight deck? Is it going to be one of those? Is it going to be one of those objects where you go to land on it and you go sinking through the bottom? We are about to find out. Let's have a look. Where's a good place to land? I think I'm seeing something over there to the left of the superstructure. Let's bring it round. So just flying sideways now. Fair amount of right anti-torque on. just to kind of spin us around a little bit. That looks like a good clear area there. And let's see if we can land on it. There's probably people out there now. If you can't land on it, there'll be people watching this thinking, you're about to come in for a shock. What have we got in the way of wind? Not a lot. Okay, let's... Ooh. Get control again. Bring her over. Having to use quite a bit of left pedal now. To blow all these aircraft off the deck. Let's see if we can just put it down here gently. Well, that was better than the one before. There we go. The latest in the Royal Navy's arsenal of reconnaissance aircraft. Great fun. Now, you're probably wondering, hang on a minute. We just saw him on the deck and now he's flying again. Well, as I was flicking around my views, and I came back to this view, the helicopter fell through the deck. So just a warning to you, if you are landing on this aircraft carrier, it has a special anti-idiot mechanism. So if you start switching views around, it's going to drop you. And there we have those damn warning signs that I seem to keep getting at the moment. Very frustrating. Anyway, enough of that. I hope you've enjoyed this flight. It was very much an initial test flight for me, just getting to know the aircraft, and we're going to keep getting those warning things. I keep getting them at the moment. I mean, we've been lucky on this flight, not had too many of them, but they do seem to be cropping up from time to time. Quite frustrating, but this is quite good at quite a good way of practicing hovering. Anyway, thanks for coming along the flight. Do take a look at, I'll put a link down below to the aircraft download page, and see if you can support Scott as well. It is a good cause. Anyway, with that, I look forward to seeing you on the channel again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.